you know. So anyway, I was over in Southern California. I drove up with my girlfriend. We drive up to this this supermarket, right? And I drive up to my white '74 Eldorado, and I pull up, and there's this one guy. He's like begging for money and stuff. So I walk up, and I jump out of the white '74 Eldorado. I go up, and with my girlfriend, he goes, hey, they got wine coolers on sale in here for like $2.49, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I go, that's too much. And he goes, really? He goes, here. And he gave me $5, right? He goes, here's $5. He goes, go get some, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. So I was like telling my girlfriend, I was like, look, so I'm so cool. Like, bums give me money, right? I'm coming out, I'm walking out. So I'm going to change my doorbell. On the Victoria Mansion, I have it like, ding, 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 ding. I was like, we're in the money. When you ring the doorbell and you come in, So as you all know, I'm running for mayor. And so I'm going to go out and I'm going to kiss some hands and shake some babies around town here in Napa. We're gonna film that as well. And I want to introduce my first guest tonight is Robert Sanders and Roland Martinez. Roland Martinez.
Martinez, yeah.
Right here. And KSVY Radio.
Sunglasses and Advil. Last night was mad real. That's all I can think of right now.
Hey, those are my sunglasses. Where'd you get those?
I look like
don't
Humpty
know, man.
Dumpty sitting on the wall here. Look at that.
I don't even know how I got here.
I know. I'm glad you could make it. So yeah, you know what, Rob, you owe me reparations because in Egypt, in northern Africa, they held my people slave for 400 years, right? And so you owe me 200 years, right? You owe me reparations, or something. Right?
As I understand it, back in the Egyptian days, they used to when they built the pyramids, they were paid in beer. So that, I'll just take his share since he doesn't drink anymore.
I don't drink. Yeah, I quit drinking. So yeah, so you owe me 200 years right now.
I was kind of interested though in that idea that you had earlier, because you remember how the bums gave you money.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking right now is that you can run a protection racket on the panhandlers and take a percentage out of their shares, and then you can be the pole pimp, and you can get all that money.
Do we have Paul Schaefer playing the keys over there?
Work. I don't know what that is. It's something in the background, folks. We'll probably eliminate it eventually.
He ended up there sometime last night or something like that.
It's very distracting, but
yes, I found him with like a billy goat tied up around its ankles,
right?
a big old thing of sugar, and a single grain of rice, and I don't know what all that meant, but
what?
I closed the door before I
he
found out.
He didn't get any sleep last night. I know that we should give a shout out to what we got, that captive audience going on, right?
Captive audience, yes. Cell Block 8 over in the Napa Valley Prison,
yeah.
Or is it just a jail? Is jail a prison?
It's a jail. It's a CB4, Cell Block 4.
Cell Block 4 containment facility for you naughty men out there.
And actually, Roland is the pin-up of the month.
I'm the pin-up of the month. Yeah, don't.
That's what I heard.
They love me. They love me. So hi guys, how y'all doing? Get out soon and get well, I guess. Stay away from the SOS lunch and trade that for the sloppy joes later on.
Yep, because they're in the building and they're filling themselves.
Yes, yes they are.
Peep this. They're all locked up, right?
Watch where you put the toothbrush.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't sharpen those toothbrushes. No shanks. Okay.
Soap on a rope. You're most important.
Yeah, you're most important for long toenails so that you can dig up the soap without having to bend over. Yeah, the favorite part of all that, and I've never been, but the favorite part of all that. Yeah. Sure. The spread. You ever heard of that? Where they get a garbage bag and they put all these ramen noodles in it, and put like coffee water in it, and just seal it up for about 10 minutes till it cooks.
Yeah.
And then each one have their own flavor packet, so whatever portion they get, they flavor their own ramen noodles. It's like an in-between meal kind of thing, So I've heard, you know,
I
but
heard
yay
that-
to the spread.
I heard they
Yes.
were taking the lettuce, this is years ago, like 20, 30 years ago. Take the
Lettuce?
lettuce off the plate, dry it out, roll it in toilet paper, and then light it off the outlet, right? So they can smoke a cigarette.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Lopium.
Smoking lopium?
Get a little lettuce high. in
What
there.
about the toilet wine I've heard so much about? They take like fermented fruits and stuff like that and put it in a garbage bag with some water and then hide it in the toilet or whatever like that, and pour some sugar
Yeah.
packets in there and just like let it ferment until it turns to the
Depends on what
god-awfulest
vintage you get.
wine you've
I think
ever.
What the best year I think for that was '83.
Before the riot. That's right. Before the
Pre-riot.
riot, after the riot was because of the wine.
Right.
If you happen to be in prison and you are wanting to make a phone call, go ahead and waste that phone call on us and tell us exactly how toilet bowl wine was made.
I was thinking, I was thinking about, when I was talking about jail, like when I was down in the Caribbean, this guy, he's like, okay, well, Danny's gonna ride in the back seat and Joe's gonna ride in the front seat, right? And then when we get right up to the stoplight, just stab him in the heart with this ice pick, right? So I'm stabbing him in with this ice pick, and it broke off in his ribs, right? I'm like, Danny, what do I do? And he's like, just wait till he melts, right? Just kidding.
Yes.
And now over to you.
Elephant goes up to the bar and he slams his hand on the bar and he says, I would like a beer. And the bartender goes, why the big paws? Your turn.
I actually like that one.
I like that one too. I stole that from, what's his name, that one guy.
Okay, all right. So this lady goes to visit her husband in the
Is this a
hospital.
long one?
No, this is a short one. I promise.
Okay.
This is one of my shortest ones.
Rolling.
Lady goes to visit. All right, lady goes to visit her husband in the hospital. The guy says, "All right, I got some things to confess before I die." Said, "I had an affair with your mother, with your sister, her best friend, the sister's best friend's best friend. Your aunt too." And so the lady says, "Okay, I didn't know all this. Just," she says, "Okay, I know all this. Just relax and let the poison work."
We have a story in my family. My grandfather, he had 5 wives, one right after the other.
Oh, good.
And whenever a
At the
new,
same time.
at the same time, it's allowed where we're from. Every time a new female, or usually it's a female that comes into the family as a girlfriend or so, and they're meeting the rest of the family, we pull them aside and say, we have a grandfather that had 5 wives.
Mm-hmm.
The first 4 died of poisonous mushrooms. And they would always ask, why, how did the last one die? She wouldn't eat the mushrooms.
I like that. That's good. We were cruising by.
It's actually a true story, though.
We were cruising last night. We were cruising around. We went by Walmart. We went by Lucky. Nobody had. We were trying to buy some, like a loaf of bread. Nobody had any good, like 12 grain, any good bread, right? So then we drive through Burger King, right? And we go up there. I'll have a Whopper with cheese. Like, we do like the Macklemore. We pull up, and the guy's on the headset. What? No, we want to order a. Can I get 2 French fries with?
Want some fries with that shake, baby? Hey.
And she goes, is that all? And I go, could I get one waitress to go? And she's like, I'll give you my phone number. I said, where's this on that paper? That's the receipt. There's the numbers on there. That's 1-800 Burger King. She said that. She's slicker than I was. She's like really quick.
You had to be careful about asking women for numbers back home because there was 2 numbers they would always pass out. There was the bus number for the bus scheduling,
Right.
and time. You'd call the number, and it's now 4:30. Now the idiots are the ones that fell
Now
for
you
the
know
one-
what time it is.
Right.
She gave you the 411.
The 411. That's her phone number.
She gave you the 911. Yeah.
There was there was another phone number they would give out, but only the idiots would fall for it. It was a cab company. It was just 2s. They made it so easy. It was 2222222. Well, you're welcome, yellow cab in San Antonio. It was that so that the drunks would know, just keep hitting that number. Eventually somebody would answer a phone, because all the prompts led to 2. If you need a cab, press 2. If you need, and everything, Just you had to be really lucky if you were on an address that was 222 Second Street. So
Yeah.
it's wasted on you. Just
I,
we
I-
need a laugh track.
Okay.
Two. Like the.
What are you
like-
wearing? A
like,
tutu.
I was thinking we could start a taxi company, right? Because I saw this cop car go by last night, and I was at Starbucks, and he had a TV screen in there and a cup of coffee, and he was driving around. I'm like, what we should start a chain called Carbucks, and they drive around. They have Wi-Fi in the back seat, coffee holder there, right? And we just drive around, and we'll have the number 222-222-222.
Mark my
Area
words.
code 222.
Mark my words. You just said that somebody's going to come out of Cell Block 4 and start a new company
No, I already got a
in
patent on
stolen police cars.
it. I already got a patent.
Right? Because you said it first on the air.
I
That's
got
why.
Easy donut bread. I already got the patent on it. There's no way these cops can do this, right? Speaking of donuts, but
What was that?
coffee and donuts.
No, actually, we can use cop-colored cars, can't we?
You
Black and
paint your
whites?
door white, or you just get it changed out.
Yeah.
Just paint
You
the
buy
word
a
police in hot
Victorian-
pink.
What you call it? What, not Victorian mansion? What are those cars called? Victorollas?
Crown Vic.
Crown
Crown
Vics.
Vics, yeah.
Victrollas.
I'm from the old school.
Ah.
All right.
That's what we used to
Interesting.
scratch on.
You brought up a car in Victrola. Let me tell you the beginning, since we're kind of like without who was supposed to be here tonight.
Coolio.
Victrola, and they started Motorola, or they helped start Motorola. The people who developed Motorola telephones, there's a story that goes that these people wanted to make a car stereo. They wanted to present music in vehicles for the first time. So they had a Victrola and made the wire able to plug into the car battery to run off of one. Now, when they first presented the car to one of the car shows way back then, none of the big three wanted it. They thought, well, it wouldn't really work all that great. So they went to a Super Bowl game, or a big football game. May not have been Super Bowl back then, but a big football game. They went over there and parked in the parking lot for the tailgate party. They went ahead and set it up, and it was just a big old record player, just like a Victrola. You know what that is. So they had that, and they went ahead and played it. And so everybody was like, wow, what is that? What is that? What is that? And they go, yeah, we found out a way to make sound in a car, basically, all in a nutshell. So Motorola comes from the motorized Victrola, Motorola. So that's how Motorola
I
started.
like that.
Yeah, it's pretty
Pretty
good.
cool story. And you know how the little dog was looking at the speakers, right?
I think that's the same dog that was pulling down the bathing suit off the Tropicana girl,
That's the one.
right?
Mm-hmm.
What's his
Voice
name?
of his-
Sparky, something like that.
Voice of his master.
What was his Oscar? What was his name?
Spuds
His name-
McKenzie?
Yeah,
Yeah, somewhere
I
around
think
there.
it was. I met Alex from Stroh's. I actually met him in Southern California, and he gave me his card, and it had like a paw print on it. I'm serious.
Alex from Stroh's?
Yes. He would go to the refrigerator and he'd grab a beer and he'd pull out. He's really smart. And I go, what kind of dog is he? He's a Heinz 57. He said, I didn't know ketchup made a dog.
Love Heinz 57.
Yeah,
I can
smart
have that.
dog though. He was
that
in
as
Southern
beverage.
California. This guy.
So you met Alex.
I
from
actually
Stroh's?
met Alex from Stroh's. Yeah.
I remember that dog. I remember Alex.
Got his card. Got his autograph.
Well, you got his card.
Got
He
his
was,
paw print.
He was my roommate for a while.
He was a
Kept-
stuck-up bastard, I heard.
Yeah,
Well, Spuds McKenzie OD'd. I think.
he was laying on his back dead.
Yeah.
He had that.
All
didn't
them guys
didn't
are
he get in
dead
trouble
nowadays.
Didn't he get in trouble because he had that ring around his eye like Petey the
He got-
dog
he
from
got-
Little Rascals?
He got arrested for that, and he was naked in public. Nothing.
Public urination
A
on-
rude horse is a rude horse.
A rude horse
A
is
nude
a-
horse is a rude horse. Something like that, right?
Everybody had a dog for their
Beer.
There was Red Dog, Alex from Stroh's, Spuds McKenzie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Funky
it,
Cold Medina.
it seemed like the cheaper the beer, the worse off the dog was. Like you had one all the mange and flies flying around it. You thought you were looking at a UNICEF commercial.
I know. I know. Alex, he did have to ride in the back of the truck when his master drove.
Yeah.
But he had all kinds of gigs for different movies and sets. Because he was trained. For.
That wasn't the dog for Air Bud, was it?
I don't know. I think he did little parts for like some movies and stuff down. He was down. He was.
I know
He
the
lived.
original-
He lives in Riverside. He's dead now. I'm sure all these dogs are. We're talking
yeah,
about.
but-
In dog years, this
Hanging
was
around
like 30
Lassie.
years ago, right? So they'd be like,
We should-
like 700 years old.
We should commission somebody to make a Boulevard of Broken Dreams painting
Of dogs.
Lassie,
All the-
Tintin,
yep. Rin Tin Tin.
Alex and Spuds and all that stuff. That'd
Put them
be-
all up in there. Have them all shooting pool too.
Yeah,
Playing cards.
the cards
No.
with the two cheating on the bottom of the table here, with the paw.
Yeah. Broke.
Or we could make our own
the
little-
pool table of broken
We can make our own
drinks.
museum, so all we have to do is find out where they buried all the dogs. We just dig them up, and then we make like a little panorama and have them playing poker or doing whatever.
Okay, Ray Charles.
Have one of them has a whole grip of cards in his hand, and he's got an ace up
You
his
look
sleeve,
just like him
he's
on the
cheating.
thing, man.
Right, He's all cheating.
You look like,
Like-
what's that guy? The octopus guy from Iron Man.
Mickey Rourke,
Mickey Rourke, and he looks like Ray Charles right now. I feel like I'm like
surrounded by.
I'm surrounded
By greatness.
surrounded
Just
by
kind of roll
stars.
your head like.
And I look like
somebody's
Humpty
choking
Dumpty.
you. Then
Y'all
you
are
could be Stevie Wonder.
right.
Wait. Yeah, I think I got it now. I
Just
see
roll
it
your
now.
head like somebody's
Yeah,
choking
Mama
you.
don't treat me wrong.
Ow. Oh, shit. I
If
think
your
I broke
next- if
something.
your
You
next
better
feud's
watch
like
it.
mine,
He's
you
gonna be
know.
watching the show, and he's gonna get mad at you.
Yeah, he's watching. Yeah, I saw Ray Charles. The other- He didn't see you.
No, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come in and say, "I heard what you did."
I heard
We
what
should-
you say.
We should really take advantage of the chroma key and have like a vision of Ray Charles just looming over his head right here. Hey, you're taking my sunglasses now, boy. Yeah.
Barry could probably hook that up real quick. Hook you up, kick you down, plug you in, turn you on, and say, yep.
Hell yeah.
You know,
He is the technical.
'Cause-
so.
like the kids say, it's my bag. Right? Like the kids say nowadays, that's my bag.
So
Or
did
do
you
they
get
still
to?
say that, or is that an old saying? That's
I don't know, but
to
did
use
you?
the vernacular, I don't dig it.
It's my bag. My papa got a brand new bag.
Yeah,
Jack.
do the kids
Hey,
still use
suck
that?
it.
Kids still use that saying?
They use my bag. Hey, my
Of
bag.
course they do, Dracula.
Yeah.
Solid Jackson.
Did you get to go to the set of the thing we discussed for Saturday? I didn't get to go because I had to
Say
work.
what?
Did you get to go to the set?
What's that?
Uh,
Oh, they didn't film this Saturday. They're
Okay.
filming next. I don't know if it's next week, but they're gonna film. We're doing like a little cross-pollination thing going
Sure
on
thing.
right here.
Sure
So
thing.
we're gonna do a little cross-promotion, a little networking, a little I don't know, little thing.
Yeah,
What kind of
about,
networking, might I ask?
Creepy Coffee Movie Time. What's your Creepy Coffee Movie Time? Little shout out to Creepy Coffee Movie Time. We're gonna go on their set. They're gonna come on our set. We're gonna do a little cross-pollinating there. So you get those girls in here. Those clad. What do you call it? Scantily clad. Is that the word?
Scantily clad iron ships that
ironclad,
floated right off.
Iron
yeah.
fist, roll with the iron fist
There you
girls.
go,
Yeah, those,
shooting cannons from the
there.
ocean.
Solid Jackson, right? Those girls, right? Come in and drinking the jungle juice on the set.
Jungle juice.
All those little
What's
Kundalini's.
jungle juice?
It's like there's some kind of alcohol mixed up stuff we'd make back in the jungle.
It sounds like what happens if you take like a jungle gym and you just like let it melt.
Oh,
You remember jungle gyms?
oh yeah. That's what it is, I think. Oh, I was gonna show you real quick. Let me see. Can you show? See on this right here, I had a little weather map because we're coming in with this like Canadian low, as opposed to a Mexican high. We're here. No. And then I was going to tell you about Yuma, Arizona. But first of all, I was thinking about taking. I think we need to reinforce our borders. So I was thinking maybe we could come along here, and keep all these Canadians out. Put a big fence right here, because we're having trouble with the border. He's from down here, which would be one of these, right? And right next to it is Yuma, Arizona. The way Yuma got his name was they told this guy you could name the name of the town, right? And so just when he's about to name it, this other guy shot him. And he's like, well, what do you want to name it? You can name it anyway. And he goes, Yuma. So it was Yuma, Arizona is how it got the name. And right here was Lake Elsinore, and that got the name. This guy drove up, and this guy, Martinez, was sitting there, and they asked this guy, what's the name of this lake? And he goes, it's Lake El, senor. So that's how it got Lake Elsinore.
I
So
love your Great Lakes.
well, I was going to cut those up. I'm thinking about Canada. I'm just going to cut
Looks
them
like-
off. I'm going to cut their things off.
Looks
right
like
here.
Canada.
And I'm going to circumcise Florida and erase that because I don't want it near Cuba because it's a communist country. And then,
Yeah, it looks like Canada's teabagging us over there on
well,
the
that's why I cut them off. I had to circumcise Florida too to get it away from Cuba because it's like too much communism. So we get about 5 minutes left on the clock here.
Thank
It's
goodness.
a Cinderella story. We're just talking about whatever. Anyway,
So we were supposed to. Okay, so I wanted to bring up,
Yeah.
as you know,
creepy coffee.
first of all, I want to shout out to our mentors, the best people that brought us into this. I'm starting a karaoke company, and
Nice.
and I'm gonna just do some things with it. We have a plan for a certain something. However, we got a website that's coming out. You really shouldn't get on it now. Well, I'm not even going to mention it yet, but it's going to be pretty easy to navigate, and we'll start explaining. We want to have an app for it because it's going to present our song list on it. However, we're going to explain kind of step by step on how to make a bookmark to shoot you straight to it,
Right.
which works just like an app from any smartphone or any phone actually that has a web capability.
Nice.
So look out for that. But we like to thank the people that Luis, and
Boy, howdy, yeah.
we'd like to thank. They are
Louis and
tremendous.
Natty,
Make sure that y'all keep
Trinket
going.
Steakhouse
Yes.
and downtown
Joe's,
Joe's,
yes.
and Tuesdays, and then Trinket Steakhouse
They're
Fridays and Saturdays.
They're unbelievable, and they
Wild.
sound great. Yes, they really are. And they
Wild
throw
couple.
a wild party
Yeah,
everywhere they go.
some wild
We're just-
Balgovians, I'm telling you,
We're
wild
just small
Balgovians.
fry.
yeah.
We're small fries, but
Yeah.
it's guys got to eat.
Yeah.
So might as well.
There's some wild Balgovians down there. Those guys are cool boutiquers for sure.
Yeah.
Those little Kumulemis are
Definitely.
tight
Definitely.
with the, and they do little DJ, little dance music, and
Oh, yeah.
everybody's like,
Get a merengue.
and to get a hold of you about your company, is it Neelix?
Neelix1 karaoke.
Okay.
.com.
All right.
And
and then your email.
Neelix1 karaoke.com is the word Neelix, the word one, and karaoke, all one word together.
Right.
The email is Neelix, the number one, karaoke @gmail.com.
Boy, howdy.
But
Okay.
we're still getting some equipment together and everything like that. But it's building up very nicely, and we're once again, for the people that are kind of. We took them by surprise by saying that we were going to put this out, and there was a little confusion at first, and we do apologize for that. But we're going to keep supporting you guys, very much, and helping y'all and making sure that it's one big happy community as far as everything that's going. And we mean that from our hearts.
Well, I got
So
about
thank you
1
for your
minute
support.
left, so I'm gonna do a couple outros right here.
Sure.
This guy came in and he was just coming into the country, and they go, well, what is your name? And he goes, Francisco. And they go, what's your first name? Sam. Sam, and he wrote down, okay, San Francisco, right? Next guy come up, and he's a Chinese guy, and they go, what's your name? And he said, Ting. And he goes, what's your full name? He says, Sam Ting. And he goes, okay. He wrote the same thing, San Francisco. He wrote this. Anyway, boy, howdy, guests of the Tylervision show, stay inside a lot. Transportation provided by Aardvark. We'd like to thank our guests, Roland Martinez and Robert Sanders, creative consultant right here. And we'd like to thank our sponsor, Sal, the flower guy right here, So good night and have a pleasant tomorrow. And we got headshots and cars. We got a free car for our live studio audience. Marie's in the live studio audience as well. She's one of the, and God bless you and yours. And we're like space ghosts from the West Coast tonight. And remember, watch us on YouTube, Tylervision 707. And we're probably out of here. Something like that. And they'll probably eventually mute our voices down, bring up some music. They'll start to roll some credits. Hey, there goes Neelix right now. He's like,
So Uncle Harvey.
and then,
walked
hey, check
across.
this out. There's a joke at the end of the credits.
Is there?
Yeah, and
Finally a joke.
I think Barry wrote these credits in, right? Because if you watch as it goes up, there's something right at the end that's like, it's like
the flower guy. That's not funny.
it comes up a little later in the show. They'll probably mute our voices down, and after I faded to black.
There we go.
Okay.
We came back.
Barry's PIN number. Yeah, put Barry's PIN number in there. Yeah. I got his bank number at the bank.
That probably actually is his PIN number. He was